So hello everyone and welcome to Online Study for You, a complete placement solution. So in this video, we are going to discuss about the Cognizant technical assessment, that what you are going to do when you receive the technical assessment mail, what are the do's and don't, what are the cluster you have been asked from, what are the type of question, what you have to follow during the examination, all the thing we are going to discuss in this video only. So if you are preparing for Cognizant examination or if you have been given Cognizant communication test and you have got the mail of this technical assessment and all, so this video is going to be very important for all of them. So please watch this video till the end. You are going to learn a lot from it. Okay, so let's start. So you can see this is the screenshot that we have attached. One of the candidate who have passed the communication assessment have got this link for technical assessment only. Now many one of you ask, sir, after communication there will be a aptitude round and technical assessment together. You have got the aptitude link also, and then you will get the technical link also. So whether the aptitude is only a elimination round or technical is only an elimination round. So let me clarify that first. No, the communication round, which is considered to be one elimination round, if you pass that, then you get the link for aptitude and technical, and combine of the your performance on both, you will be selected for the technical interview if you pass that up. So this is the case. Okay, so if you pass communication, you have got the link for both of them, or if you haven't got yet, please wait, you are going to get it eventually. Okay, so this is, you can see, this is kind of mail you are going to get for the technical assessment. Now the thing is to mention here is very important. You can see very important thing is mentioned by Cognizant that you have to follow, because yeah, many of the students used to do what, because this is online assessment kind of examination, that they are not fully prepared and they will do some small kinds of mistake which eventually led them to be an elimination, even though they are able to solve it, but due to some problems during the examination and all, they are ultimately going to get rejected. So please watch this video, follow all that step thoroughly so that you will not face any problem during your examination. So let's see what are the points that we have to mention here. So if you look at it, so the exam will be of 120 minutes, that I think all of you will know. Now the very important thing is, when you got the mail, along with this, you will get to download the MSB browser. It is, you can download from here only in the mail. You will see, click here. If you click on here by your computer, you will redirected to a window from the where you can download that MSP, and then you have to perform the compatibility check. That is very important. Many times what will happen is students just download it, and during the time of examination they just on it, and sometime what will happen, the browser is not compatible enough or some problem will occur in that way, and they will eventually not able to attend the examination. I have seen it multiple times. That's why I'm telling you, whenever you got the link, please download this browser and do the compatibility check. And how you will do it, that is being mentioned below. And now there will be a start date test button will be available when your time is scheduled, like let's say on 19th or 20th, any days like today 18th also, at any particular time your exam is been scheduled, then at that particular time you have to again log into the MSB, and there you will find a button of start test. So you have to click it on, and when you click the start test, you have to complete thoroughly the test, because you are going to get only one attempt. That you have to keep in mind always. Okay, so what are the important points that you have to look for? Please listen carefully. You can see, install the MSB and perform all system check well in advance. So it is being mentioned here already. Now use check system compatibility link at the top to perform the same and any required installation and configuration. So whenever you install it, you will have a button of system check system compatibility. So you have to do that. So many times what will happen, you have your antivirus installed in your laptops and all, some configuration will be required and all. So you have to do it beforehand. So that is being mentioned here also. So it is the most important point that you need to consider whenever you got the link. Now the next point will be, you have been given a sample assessment. It is just like a mock. Your mark will not be affected by that sample assessment, but yeah, it is recommended for you to go and get through the sample assessment, so you will get an virtual idea like how actually your real test is going to be. Like when, if you are going to get the code vita and all, so you are actually have attended the mock vita kind of thing. So actually that is for the beforehand preparation of the actual examination, like, okay, so this is actually, you can say, as a mock assessment that you need to go. There is no mandatory thing that you have to have attend that sample assessment, but yeah, if you attend it, you will get a good idea that how actually my real examination kind could be. Okay, so these things you have to mention. Now the next point you have to mention is here, in case you are facing some issue launching MSB, please refer to the troubleshooting document. So when you click here, a document is being downloaded. So whenever you find any kind of difficulty installing your MSB in your system, so go and check your problem. It is being mentioned here, so you can get the solution from here only. Now, ensure antivirus process in your system is disabled before the start of the assessment. I have told you earlier also, please make sure whenever you download the MSB, it already say you that before launching, you have to turn off your antivirus and all, because that will not be compatible enough with the MSB and that will create a problem during your examination. So make sure you will disable that for the timing only. If you want to enable after that, you can do it. But during the examination process, please make sure you disable that up. Now, only one attempt is available. So make sure your laptop is fully charged. There will be no problem of internet and all. Make sure you will have a proper setup for the examination, because you are only responsible for any kind of unfortunate situation would happen with you. So make sure you do not get into that beforehand. You will have all the things sorted out. Make sure your laptop is being plugged on, it is being in the charging mode. I will ensure that you will plug it during the charge. Even if your laptop is fully charged and all, make sure it is being plugged on to your internet connection, especially if you have a Wi-Fi in your home. If it is being connected through internet, okay, then it should have a charger for the backup of it. Okay, or you should if you have a good internet connection in your phone, you can do that also, but make sure your internet should be uninterrupted during the examination for the whole 2 hours of it. Okay, and then hit the start test link only at the specific time. So when the time is being allotted, let's say at 10 a.m. of 18th, you have examination. So at 10 a.m., eventually you have to click on the start test button, not before that. Okay, you have to make sure of that. Now, the start date assessment link will only be enabled as per the start date and time of the assessment. So whenever the time and date will be specified, the start test button will only be enabled after that. Okay, do not click F5 or try to refresh the screen. Okay, so if anything would happen, please wait to never try to refresh it, because if you try to refresh it, what will eventually happen? It will be automatically submitted and then you could not do anything about it. Let's say you are just a halfway of your problems and you misplacedly put F5 button, click F5 button, or you just have refreshed it, any kind of thing would happen, then it will be automatically submitted and you cannot do anything about it. So please make sure that kind of thing. That's why I have made this video, because most of the student I have seen, okay, in previous times, they do these general kind of mistakes and that will eventually get them disqualified. So please make sure you do not do that. Now, assessment has more than one section. Again, many times what will happen, let's say there will be 20 questions in a section, student used to attempt it, and then eventually in hurry they will just click the button of finish test. So there will be two buttons, go to the next section and finish test. So never click the finish test, because finish test means you have finished your test and you want to submit. You have a multiple section over there. So whenever you're done with one section, check for the next section. And also when you finish the test, before whenever you click finish test, then a pop-up will occur and it will show you how many questions are there in each section and how many you have attempted, and all those things will be displayed there. So please make sure you check that before do the final submit, that whether you have attempted all of the questions or not, or if anyone have been left, then whether you have left it intentionally or you want to attempt it, so go there and attempt it again. So these things you have to completely keep in your mind. Now you can see section timing is allocated for all the sections. So each section have a specific section time allocated to it. So you have to complete that section within that limited time of it only. And check the timing carefully and complete each section within the allocated time. You will be automatically moved to the next section when the current section time is stopped. Let's say for section 1, there will be 20 minutes allocated to you. So right after 20 minutes, you are redirected to the next section. You cannot move back to the previous section. That is, you have to make sure. So you have to manage your time wisely. You cannot invest 5 minutes of a time in one question if there are 20 questions and 20 minutes is being allocated to it. You have to make sure that you at least try to attempt all of the question within a section, because you will not get a second chance to come back to that particular section. Okay, make sure of it. Now it is mandatory to attempt all the questions. You have to attempt all the question. Now there will be no multiple choice, that is or kind of thing. Please ensure your answer you answer the questions carefully before moving to the next question, as you can't go back to the previous question once you skip or move to the next question. That is very important. So what will happen, let's say within a section A also there will be 5 questions in sequential order, like first question, second question, like in a section 1 there will be 5 questions. So if you submitted first question, or if you move to the second question without submitting it on anything, then you cannot go back to previous. So whenever you are on a question, you have to whether decide. You cannot do that I will solve that later, let me go to the next. You cannot do that in that examination. Okay. Many time student wouldn't read the instruction carefully, and they will say, okay, one question is little bit tough, let me check the other, let me check the another, let me check the another, I will come back it later. But eventually you cannot come back. There is a no method to come back. So you have to invest your proper time wisely in each of the questions. Okay. So that is actually a trickier point that you have to keep in mind while giving the examination. It is going to be very important. Now, uh, where we okay, ensure you select the required programming language version. Okay, it is again very important. What will happen? Let's say if there are some problem in which you have to write the code. So in compiler, there are multiple languages that you have to select, like C++, Java, Python, and all kind of thing, whichever is being available there. Now what we have to do, please listen to it. Let's say what will happen, student in hurry, they just read the question and try to write the code here. And after writing half of the code, they will get to know, okay, this is currently this compiler is currently modified in C, but I'm writing the code in Java. So I have to again change it to Java. But when you change it to Java, it will be changed for sure. But whatever you have done till now will be erased. So you have to consider, before writing the code, you have to first check that here, whichever language is being specified, whether I am on that language or not. Let's say if you want to write your code in C++ or Java. So first do that into that particular thing. If it is already, then do not have to worry. But if it is not, so you have to check it and convert it to that particular language. Otherwise, your code will be just wasted. Okay. You have to write it again and again. And there is a limited time in this examination. So please make sure you will do that. Code skeleton containing the class method. There are, in some questions there will be some class method functions already been defined, so you have to follow the instruction as specified in the problem. Okay, because in problem statement everything will be specified that what is your specific task. So let's say main function is already been defined, so do not have to do it again. You have to just write your code in a function, whatever they will specify, you have to do accordingly. So what they are actually saying within these few points, what we get to know, because these are the few very important things that we have to keep in mind, because these are small thing. But yeah, generally in examination, because we are in hurry, we have to solve the question quickly, we want to solve all the questions and all. So we do not focus on these kind of thing, and then we commit small mistake which will cause us a huge loss. So if you're watching this video, I hope you are getting through all of these and you will not commit this mistake during your examination. Now the next point what we are going to discuss, you can see this is actually the email which is being sent by Cognizant only. I'm not saying anything from my side. All the thing that Cognizant have specified, I'm just describing that to you so that you will not commit any mistakes here. So the assessment platform uses AI mechanism to track malpractice. What are the malpractice? Like if you are switching the tabs, okay, or like in camera will also be on, you have audio will on. So please make sure you will sit in an ideal environment where no disturbance could be happening, because whether you are doing it intentionally or unintentionally, there is a AI mechanism which is using, have a code and all written there, and he's just tracking everything. So if you are not looking at your display, you are looking at here and there, intentionally or unintentionally, that doesn't matter, they will disqualify you. You will sit, you have to sit in a quiet place, because if multiple sound are coming, noises are coming, then they will catch that and it will consider to be a malpractice kind of thing. So make sure you will pick out all of these things, because after examination, if that thing would happen with you unfortunately, then you have no chance to again prove yourself not guilty or any kind of thing, because this is a AI kind of thing, all the mechanism is being setted, so you have to be compliances with that things upon. So please make sure understand it. So whenever you sit in examination, please sit. You should facing the camera straightforwardly. The background of yourself would be clean. There will be no disturbance like that. There will be no noise in that particular area where you are sitting. So please make sure to compliance of that thing, because yeah, eventually if you have been caught on any malpractice, by their system, then they will disqualify you straight away. Okay, so make sure of that. Now Cognizant has zero tolerance policy, and all of these they have mentioned, which I have discussed already to you. Now, there are resources for general troubleshooting. So what are the system requirement required? You can click on here and get all the information. How to MSB installation. If you have any problem, you can go check here. What are the do's and don'ts? I have discussed many of them. All you can find it here. The do's and don'ts will be like that. You have to look at the camera. You have to sit in an ideal environment. The lighting should be good. There will be no noise and all. Okay, you should be not switching your tabs. Okay, you should be looking at your on screen only. Okay, so these kind of do's that you have to do, and vice versa will be the don'ts. You do not have to look here and there for the exam during the examination. They do not have any voice. So all the thing should be compliances, and there will be no doubt about it. And then few questions and answer you will be checking here. All the thing will be available. You can check it out here. Now you can see. So now you ask, sir, how I will get to know where my exam date is actually? So you will actually find it here only. You will say, na, start test. So you have to first install MSB and run MSB, and then at the time of examination, you come here and start the test. And then you will be redirected here, and then you have to give the examination accordingly that I have told you. You have to follow all the steps, and you are going to get the examination. You are good to go. Okay. So these are all the things that I want to discuss. Now, the very important thing that since you have chosen some clusters, and now the main importance of the cluster would come to us, because during the Cognizant assessment, you have been choice to choose three clusters: cluster 1, cluster 2, and cluster 3. So you can choose any two preferred clusters, and now the comes to be which cluster is being assigned to me. So the Cognizant also mentioned that the cluster which is mapped to you will be dependent upon the Cognizant side only. There will be no involvement of your only. You just have a choice to choose any two preferred cluster, and which will be assigned to you will depend upon the Cognizant side. So they have mentioned that only. Let the exam be over in few days. Whatever the information we get more and more on it, we are going to get you back from that only. Okay, now let's understand the cluster. So if you have chosen cluster 1, so what are the skills required to be cluster 1? What are the questions type? Which topic actually they are going to ask the question from clusters 1? So for cluster 1, you have a Java programming question. Two coding question will be asked generally. Two coding question from Java. Okay. And then the next section would be answer skill, which will be used the MySQL topic. You will have generally two queries which you have to write. Okay. And then from the HTML, CSS, mainly the web programming part, you will be asked one framework to write, let's say one code, one of kind of a any kind of a program, any kind of framework you have been given in a problem statement. You have to implement that only using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and few MCQ question could also be there. So these are the pattern for the cluster 1. Now, you can see here the 85% of the question. Let's say if there are 10 question will be asked, then 85% of it will be a part of Java and SQL. Okay, will be a part of Java and SQL. So 85% will be the weightage of Java and SQL, and the 15% will be the weightage of the web programming, that is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript in cluster 1. Now, if you have been assigned cluster 2, then you have a, in place of Java, you have a Python. So from Python, you've been asked two coding questions, SQL again to query question, and from cloud fundamental you have been asked few MCQ based questions. Now again here will be the distribution is like 85% from the Python and SQL, and the 15% will be the cloud. Okay, the same distribution would happen here. And now if you've been assigned cluster 3, then you have been asked language SQL. Again here will be you have been asked 85%, and HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, you have been asked 15%. So same distribution will be for each of the cluster, just it will be differentiating factor will be the language. Okay, in cluster 1, the language is Python. Okay, the same will be different will be from for cluster 1, different will be for cluster 3, and then answer SQL is same for all of them. And then for cluster 1 and cluster 3, there will be a web programming as a third part, which will encounter to be a 15% of the total question evaluation. And then for the cluster 2, instead of web programming, there will be a cloud computing fundamental. So you have to choose two of them, and which will be mapped to you will depend upon solely on Cognizant. Okay, so let the exam will happen for few of the student. We will try to make sure that we will get back to you with the question solutions as soon as possible. Okay, so if you haven't subscribed our channel for the regular update like this video, like the solution which we are going to bring after the examination currently, please subscribe this channel, like this video. Okay, and also one very important thing, if you are worrying about that where we have to prepare for these kind of examination, like there are many other examination are going to happen, your placement season have just started for the 2025 batches. So you will check out, you will find the link in description, just give a minute. You can see the Achievers 2.5 batch where we have launched this batch especially for the placement preparation of 2025 and 2026 batch student. Now what you will get here, you can see the content here, only the content you can see in the pictures also. All examination, whatever is going to happen, MNC examination is going to happen during your entire placement season. We are going to prepare for everything here only. This is a single platform which you have to get to prepare for everything. Okay, you will get here daily live classes, hundreds of recording classes on each important topic curated for each particular examinations, the aptitude, quantity, verbal, each and everything. In coding, we are coding you in C++, Java, all the thing. Previous year books, interview projects, interview preparation guidance, resume guidance, listening, all the thing which you required for your placement assistance, you will find it here. So you can go and get that course if you are really preparing for this kind of examination. Okay, this will be very helpful for you. You will find the link in the description. So that's all from my side for this video. I hope this video will be helpful for you. In this video we have discussed that which point you have to keep in mind when you go for the examination, because these are the small points, but yeah, it is going to be very important and crucial when you are in the real examination, because you will be saved from doing some silly and small mistake which can lead to your disqualification. So I hope this video is very helpful for you. And that's all from my side to this video. We are going to meet in some other videos. Like I have told you, we are bringing you the solution of the Cognizant examination also. As soon as the exam will get over, we will try to get back to you as soon as possible. So please subscribe the channel, hit the link button. Okay, thank you everyone.